have enjoyed such great success in our life because of the education we receive in the public schools of this place we call home. My folks were Central graduates. They got smart and moved to the west side as they got older. But again, we all take great pride in the public education we received in this town. If you care about education, you need to care about this next election, because Patrick Arnold is running on a platform that will make Manchester a better place for kids who go to public schools. We have classrooms that are so overcrowded it's comical to the point of criminal. We need to correct that, and Patrick has a plan to do so. So speaking as a proud graduate of the Manchester public school system, I totally support him in that effort. The home you're in today, well, you're not in, you're out right now, we're outdoors, was broken into on July 3rd. That is the same day that Abigail Arnold was born. On July 3rd, Colleen came home at 3:30 in the afternoon to what you would perceive as being a bucolic neighborhood in North Manchester, and confronted a woman walking off our breezeway who had just broken into our home, stole my iPad, cash, a checkbook, credit cards, and a $3,000 ring, a gift from Colleen's godfather, a legacy gift that was taken away from this home on that day. Thanks to Colleen, the woman was apprehended. She was able to identify her from a photo array. The Manchester police did an incredible job in tracking down this suspect. She's arrested. She's awaiting incarceration. It'll be a year before that system comes to work. Manchester should not be the scene of crimes of that nature. This home should not be the scene of crimes of that nature. Patrick has a plan that will enable Manchester to hire more police officers every year, more officers on the street to prevent those kinds of crimes that really rob you not just of property, but of the sense of security that should be yours in a home in a city like Manchester, New Hampshire. We are proud residents of that city. We welcome you to our home, and just as importantly today, we welcome Patrick Arnold to our home.
Thank you everybody for being here, and John, thank you for those remarks. They hit home, seriously. The personal touch of some of the challenges that our city is facing right now. It's all over Manchester. The criminal activity, the concerns over public safety and quality of life. What we're learning when we're talking to voters, and we talk to voters every single day, is that it's not limited to a certain part of the city. It's not limited to the west side or the south end of the city. It's everywhere. Okay? If we're going to be a city of one, let's actually be a city of one, act as a city of one, and realize that this is a community issue that we need to deal with. I always forget people to recognize when I'm making remarks at functions like this. So Kevin Hodges and the good guys from our campaign are kind enough to write down individuals that we're happy to have with us here today. I should definitely mention Kathy Kelly, my wife, is here. Thanks for writing that on my presentation. She's here with Abigail, our daughter, who I think is with Grandma inside right now. But if you haven't seen her, thank goodness she got all of Kathy's looks. I'm very happy about that. Liz Kulig is here. She is the youngest Manchester City Democratic Chairman in the history of the city. She's right there. Thank you. Indicative of young people taking a greater role in the process in Manchester politics. We have Ambassador George Bruno here. He needs no introduction, but one of Manchester's great state senators, Donna Soucy, is here. Mary Heath, longtime educator, candidate for state rep in Ward 7. She's here. We wish her very, very much luck. Candidate for Welfare Commissioner, Diane Guimond, is here. There she is. Our friends in the labor community. We have Jeff Duval from the Manchester Professional Firefighters. All of his guys. They've been great supporters of our campaign. We have Ben Dick from the Manchester Education System. Local 856, as well as the MEA, have been tremendously helpful to our campaign for mayor this year. When you walked in through the breezeway, there was a list of sponsors. I won't take time now to list every single one of them because it's a very long list. It includes many friends in labor. It includes people like former Congressman Paul Hodes, former Congressman and Ambassador Dick Sweat. It includes many people that have basically said enough is enough. There are issues in Manchester, and the current occupant of the corner office is not helping to fix them. So we appreciate everyone coming out today. We appreciate everyone who has supported our campaign in quite a variety of ways. I'll tell you that earlier today, I was speaking with a voter, and she says to me, "Isn't there anything you can do about those god-awful blue and yellow 4x4 signs that are occupying all these vacant properties and commercial buildings?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am, there is. And we need you to go vote on Tuesday." But we actually have some large signs of our own that we were very happy to see put up today. You'll be seeing them around town. It's a good shot in the arm for the supporters of our campaign. We thank Theo Groh. He's the new executive director of the Manchester City Democrats. He and his colleagues are putting these signs up starting very early this morning. So we're looking forward to that, and we're glad that they're here in time for primary day on Tuesday. So Colleen and I were talking a little bit earlier, and she said, "What are you doing on your phone?" And I said, "I'm looking up a sports score from a 2004 Red Sox game." And she says, "Well, what are you doing that for? Just ask John, because he knows the scores of all Red Sox games ever played." But the game I was looking up was Game 3 in the 2004 ALCS, okay, the League Championship Series. And John, you may remember that it was a horrific game for the Sox. They ended up losing it to the Yankees 19-8. That's right. That's right.
Wakefield took one for the team.
That's right. In this championship series, the Sox lost the first 3 games. And that third game, a loss of 19-8. Horrible. And then Game 4 came, and they pulled it off. The Sox did. And then Game 5 came, and they pulled it off. And Game 6 came, and Game 7 came, and they won both of those. And they went on to the World Series. And then they ended up defeating the Cardinals, and nobody thought that that would ever happen. Except the diehards like John. Right? We've heard similar stories, okay, in the past few months. They say it's a tough campaign, but we're fighting a good fight. Every single person that I've spoken to in this city agrees with us on the issues. No one believes what Mayor Gatzis is saying when he says our city is on the right track. Violent crimes have increased annually over the last 4 years. Robberies are up 20% from where they were in 2009. You know, John just gave you a very personal story. Very few people in our city have not been personally touched by these public safety and quality of life issues. We have overcrowded classrooms. We saw dramatic reduction in teacher force, which resulted in, however many kids are in a class these days. That doesn't make it easy on our education professionals. We saw curriculum cuts. That doesn't help students become more competitive for life after high school. Doesn't help them become more competitive for the jobs of the 21st century. So we're certain that the people agree with us on the issues. But what are we doing in order to win this thing? What are we doing in order to make sure we have a good showing on Tuesday? We are working our tails off. Okay, we're here at an event like this, and events like this are great, and I thank John and Colleen again. Back at the campaign office, there are 10 people that have been making phone calls since 10 a.m. this morning. And that's been going on for days. And they're getting to say thank you. We've been working our tails off, making sure that every single opportunity we have to remind people that there is an election on Tuesday, we capitalize on. So while every single person here has at least received 3 or 4, maybe even a dozen phone calls from me asking for money, which I thank you for everyone who has been able to help us in that way, I'm actually here today to ask you to vote on Tuesday. If you can't get to the polls on Tuesday, vote at City Hall on Monday. You have up until 5 p.m. You go in person, really easy. In addition to voting either Monday at City Hall or Tuesday at the polls, I'm asking you to contact 10 friends, 10 family members. You say, "Oh, well, it seems like a lot." Most people here have cell phones, or they're on Facebook, or they're on Twitter. Put a message out on social media. You go through your cell phone and say, "Oh, yeah, just send a quick group text message to 10 friends or 20 friends. Have you voted yet today? This is a crucial election." It's a primary election, but it's an election where we can send a message that the status quo is not acceptable, rising crime is not acceptable in our city. Not making education a priority is not Manchester, right? And that's what we've seen these last 4 years. We've seen a mayor who refuses chooses to make education a priority. It doesn't have to be that way. It can be a lot better. With your help, we're going to have a great showing on Tuesday. We still welcome sign locations. I know, I thank Jeff and his guys from the Manchester Professional Firefighters. They hooked us up with a number of new locations even today. Everybody that's here, yeah. Think your hardest. We have the signs to put up. It's important. It's an important election, and we can make a difference. So thanks everybody for being here. I'm probably going to ask you 10 more times between now and Tuesday. Please help out the campaign. If you have a few hours of downtime, come down to the campaign office, make some phone calls to voters, and ask them to come out to vote, okay? We're going to surprise Ted Gatzis on Tuesday. I am telling you, I am certain of it, however we do. Thank you very much.